Jim, everyone. It's Dr. Josh. I'm here with Anna Tutova. If you haven't heard of Anna Tutova, then you're not in crypto because she runs like a big PR marketing firm in the space, and she's basically everywhere where anything important is going on. And so here we are, where important stuff is going on in Dubai, and we were just at the Global Blockchain Summit of Agora. And how have you found it so far?
Hi, Josh.
Hi.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, Agora Blockchain Congress is always great, and I've been attending it since like 2019. And with every year, it becomes better and better, and you see how UAE ecosystem is growing. And like this event is especially the biggest one. Probably so many VCs coming as well from the abroad, because I would say in VCs in UAE there are only a couple of crypto-native VCs. Otherwise, they are all international, and now there are tens of them. Like each panel is full of VCs, and it's pretty awesome that finally all these VCs, all these projects have interest in this market, and we see the crypto industry is booming here.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually surprised about that same thing. So many VCs, whereas at typical crypto events that I've been at, like at Ethereum or other conferences, there's a lot of founders, a lot of startups with a lot of crazy ideas, like during the bull market, and no one is really investing here. It's the other way around. So what do you think about that? What does that indicate to you?
Well, I would not say that there are not many investors at Ethereum events or some other developer events. There are plenty of them, but you need to put quite a lot of efforts to find those VCs, because like it's a huge event, and like you network either randomly or you try to arrange some meetings in advance, but it's some kind of hard. Agora content is a bit different, so all the projects are pitched in advance to the investors, and as well projects see the list of the investors who will be attending the event, so they can pre-arrange one-to-one meetings, and I consider this model to be pretty efficient. And you see, this event is not huge like a usual conference. It's pretty small, private event, and it's quite focused, so I consider this to be quite efficient. But of course, during the bear market, when the prices were down, all the investors were pretty cautious. They did like much more due diligence, and as well they were thinking whether to invest into this project or no. But now when prices are pumping again, VCs probably will be more enthusiastic to get in quickly to all these private sales, to get their backs with the tokens and way to the moon.
Cool. And so you've been in the marketing and PR side of crypto for a long time now. Tell us a little bit about your story, because you're always the one up on the stage interviewing the famous people and the most important people, but not too many people know about you. Tell us how you got into the industry and what you love about it.
Yeah, so I got into industry in 2017. I didn't get immediately, unfortunately. I knew out about crypto through my groupmate who had internship in law company in Ukraine, which deals with crypto and blockchain. So I studied international law at that time, and he mentioned once Bitcoin to me in conversation. I got interested, started Googling what that's, and I generally was always interested in doing some investments. Like I saw that people like play stock market, do some forex stuff, and like it's pretty profitable. So I wanted always to do something in investment space, but I never did. And then I saw Bitcoin. I wanted to invest into it when it costed around $2,000, but unfortunately I told about that to my parents. They started shouting at me. I didn't invest first. And then I just read time from time about all different blockchain technologies, regulations, etc. And then in around half a year, I knew some guys for other stuff, and they started working with one ICO project, and they invited me for the interview. And since I already had some basic knowledge about the industry, we started working together. So they had like this big roadshow time, all this like time of ICOs, well, all those projects traveled all over around the world, pitching the companies and etc., raising funds. So I presented them at one conference. Then eventually I ended up being their PR manager. I didn't have any clue about PR, how it is done. I was just generally interested in marketing marketing. I read a lot of books. I had as well another company, and it was a bit related, some like stuff what I did to marketing, but not really. So they didn't have any clue as well about PR. They didn't know how to do it. They just like gave me the task. They wanted to do some publications, and I just figured out how to do that, and I did some publications for them. And as well, since that time, since October 2017, I started investing into crypto. My first crypto was Ethereum. I bought already only a fraction of Bitcoin because it was already over $12,000. And unfortunately, I didn't really have a big understanding in the markets. I thought that crypto is like a perfect instrument to invest in, that it always only rising, and like no other asset is only rising. So I didn't have any investment strategy at that time. I just like invested and like waited. And then unfortunately in January 2018, crypto started falling down, but I didn't sell anything. I kept it like for a few years, and now finally it came back.
Cool. Okay. So, wow, what an interesting story. So, that must be very inspiring also to people out there who maybe are looking for a career change, or they're just recent graduates and they don't know what to do, and they're interested in crypto, or they're interested in blockchain. But also the fact that you were interested and you had a little issue with your parents. Let me ask you just quickly, have your parents changed their mind, or are they still kind of, what are you doing, Anna? You shouldn't be in that industry.
They were asking me themselves to invest for them now.
They were like, oh, Anna, tell us about that Bitcoin that you're talking about there a couple of years ago.
Actually, the funny thing, my mom makes predictions without having a clue about crypto markets. Like, I'm thinking now, oh, like, Ethereum and Bitcoin are pumping, but I had a bit like some stable coins. I didn't invest anything into them. Like, whether should I? But like, I felt that there should be correction, and my mom was like, no, I think it will like go up to 48K or something just randomly. Technical analysis from the mom.
That's cool. Oh, that's good. So she's lucky, right? Yeah, you can get that's something that can bring them together in a conversation now instead of tear them apart like in the old days. And so you go around and interview all these people. I mean, it's amazing what you've done and how you've built a team already of this. And tell us about one of the most interesting or challenging experiences. Just it could be anything. One of the most interesting interviews or experiences that you've had since you've jumped down the crypto rabbit hole.
The most interesting, I would say, is Vitalik Buterin, because he's a genius. He's the creator of the second largest cryptocurrency, and as well, he's unlike other founders of the companies. They're more like their companies have some like quite structures. They have like all these official corporate teams, corporate structures, etc. Ethereum is different. Ethereum has foundation and technology, and Vitalik is more like developer mind.
Yeah.
And he has like interest in completely different spaces. He's interested in AI, longevity, like he told that in childhood he wanted to be a scientist and so on. So it's quite fascinating to learn from him, to know out his views, and generally he's like probably the second person after Satoshi, and he is the only known, he is the only public person.
Okay.
As well, it was like I had a lot of interesting interviews, and sometimes from the interviews, like when the person has a big position, sometimes you feel that they should say something exciting, but sometimes other people who are like not on that high position may tell you much more exciting things, and they are much more inspiring in the way they talk and etc.
Okay, so Vitalik, shout out to Vitalik Buterin, shout out to all our Ethereum people. Interestingly enough, I was at a NFT party the other night here in Dubai, and there was a guy. He had a rap. He was a rapper, and he had this song called Black Vitalik.
I know that guy.
You know that guy? Black Vitalik. So shout out to Black Vitalik for your cool ideas, even though it's kind of weird. That was an inspiring figure. But it sounded like he was inspiring to you because he's also a humble person, and he's interested in many other things. And so, would you say it's good to be, if you're a guy out there and you're maybe looking for someone amazing person in your life, maybe you should be interested in more than just crypto. Would you say that's a good idea?
I would say a lot of people are interested not only in crypto,
Right.
people in this industry have quite versatile interests.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Like, and that's one of the things I love is that I just had conversations about education. I just had conversations about different markets, about life. And so don't just think that everybody in crypto is obsessed with Bitcoin.
As well, another thing, like you asked me about some fascinating interviews.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm quite interested to interview like those big level guys who are mostly in traditional industries, like CEOs of the biggest banks, of the biggest asset managers, some like government officials, presidents, because they're coming not really from crypto, they're coming from either traditional financial background, so like running the government, running the country.
Yeah.
So like yeah, economy. So sometimes this may be like traditional tech people, and I always ask them, even if they are against crypto, somehow I always ask them about all these questions about blockchain, crypto, tokenization, and it's good to see that now they have quite a good understanding in the technology, and they're quite friendly in it.
Okay, so
So
more.
It's really fascinating.
More opening up we're seeing, and obviously Anna's at the forefront of that as this Web 2 and traditional economic structures transition into Web 3. She's actually the one that's asking a lot of these high-level government officials, CEOs and stuff like that, the questions about their interests. Now, your last question. What are you really excited about going forward? I mean, you got through the bear market. I mean, you're really pushing through. You got a lot of grit, a lot of strength and courage. Now, you've seen a lot of stuff and you're excited about some stuff. What's something that you're really excited about for the future?
Yeah, well, crypto industry, if you go and like see the projects, it's quite full of different infrastructure projects, very technical, or DeFi, trading, all this speculation stuff. I wouldn't like, okay, those tokens may be profitable, but they're not much exciting for me besides if I invest into them and I get like good returns. But in reality, like, okay, it gives some adoption because like people love money, people love to earn, but not to that level. I consider them much more exciting, some like real use cases which are much more understandable for the average people, especially the side of crypto payments and the adoption of crypto payments. And it makes our lives so much more convenient and easier, especially for the cross-border payments. With the banking system, it takes like a few days to get some SWIFT transfer as well. I heard that here in the UAE, the banking system is super slow. Even if you transfer like small amounts of money, like 50 dirhams, it's like $20 or something like that. It may take a few days for the person to get this money, which is crazy. When in crypto, you just send from one wallet to another, and it takes just a matter of seconds or a couple of minutes, which is pretty awesome. And you can move like millions of dollars in that way. They're just like you are here in the UAE, you are sending money to the US, to Australia, like wherever you want. So there are no limits, and it's immediate. And as well, other use cases for charity fundraising, or in the cases of the war. For example, I'm from Ukraine, so crypto community was quite supportive in the beginning of the war to Ukraine when people were really in need to get something immediately, and we didn't have time to wait for a few days when the army needed some ammunition or other necessities. So Ukraine raised over $187 million in crypto.
Wow, okay.
Now, unfortunately, there are not that big inflows in crypto in donations, but in the beginning it was pretty a big thing, and the crypto community was quite supportive, and especially cool when the merchants as well accepted crypto. So even Ukrainian government officially had their crypto wallets, and they did fundraising in crypto too. So it was supported from the government side as well. So it was easy, like they sent to the merchants in Turkey for the drones or for other stuff. So that's pretty cool. Same
Yeah.
as we see now, unfortunately. Other wars too, and there are some like earthquakes and people suffer. They get the donations in crypto. So this is really, you see the powerful thing. Another thing is financial inclusion. We see that so many people are still unbanked, and with crypto wallet, you don't really need to have any. A lot of people, well, probably over 1 billion or something like that, don't really have any identity or digital identity, so they just can have a crypto wallet and they can have access to some financial services this way.
Right, and that's really important. I know that we've been now invited to do Crypto Mondays in Kiev. So I'm super excited about that because I know that there's a big community and a growing community over there, and hopefully we can inspire people to continue to contribute to that cause and other causes. I like how you mentioned the financial inclusion because there are those unbanked people, and so crypto isn't just about, as you said. Crypto isn't just about quick money or money laundering, or these kind of things, but there's also a lot of use cases which you mentioned and that you're super excited about. Well, Anna, thanks a lot for your time. It's exciting to have you actually as a guest and learn more about you and not just hear you ask the questions. Is there anything you'd like to leave our audience with about like where to go to next and find you? What's going to be your next thing that we can find you? Where can we find you at if somebody wants to see you?
Yeah, you can find me on LinkedIn, Anna Tutova, as well on Twitter, the same. You can find our YouTube channel, it's called White Crypto, so you can see all our interviews there. And as well, we are working on a documentary film about blockchain and crypto adoption. We have the Vitalik Buterin, as well CZ Binance, and Deep Nalval Polygon, Sebastian Borges Sandbox, and many other leaders of the industry. So we have for now a short version of documentary, which was made here in the UAE. It's on the top of our channel, White Crypto, so you can watch it. And now we are working on a bigger movie, so stay tuned.
Ooh, okay, Anna Tutova from Coins Telegram, White Crypto. Check it out, guys.